I am incredibly embarrassed to have to say this, but due to the fact that our meeting is supposed to started, we have not had any correspondence with Ms. Baker. I thought Ms. Armstrong would be here, but apparently she's out of town, and Mr. Isaacs is with his family. So we're going to have to reschedule our meeting, and we're going to do that Monday at 6:30, Dr. May, and I made it a decision. But we are going to recognize William and Coach Duggar. We can't conduct business, but you guys are here. We appreciate, actually I appreciate everybody that's here. But William, we want to recognize you, and Coach, we want to recognize you. So again, I do apologize. I know that you guys, you know, have things that you would like to be doing tonight. So where's my paper? Let's go ahead and get started with just letting, let's see, first one on there. Mr. Mills, if you guys would come up so we can
Colonel Polly, Mr.
Yes.
Mills.
All you folks come on up here. Mr. Colbert, everybody come up. At least we'll get to enjoy this.
And again, Ms. Brewer, thank you for allowing us this opportunity to do this. And again, as the CT director at the high school, I'm extremely fortunate to have the job I have and work with the people that I work with. When I say people, I'm referring to adults and students as well. Mr. Mills is going to introduce William here in a second, explain everything he has done. Again, we have Officer Lieutenant Colonel Polly, who's here with us tonight as well. So I'll let Mr. Mills do this. Last time we recognized a student, though, I remember Mr. Alexander had done his research, and it was the anniversary of Captain Sully doing the nice landing on Hudson River. I looked at that today. This is the anniversary of the first ever flight across the English Channel. So there's my little research for the night, and I am done.
Well, again, it's a privilege to be here, and this is the second opportunity I've had to be here, and it's all a result of our man to the right here, and Lieutenant Colonel Powley is the young man that is providing a lot of the finances for not only Elizabethton high school students, but all over the East Tennessee area. And maybe if you could just share a word with us of your vision.
Well, thank you. This started 22 years ago with one flight out of Unicoi County High School. Now we're up to flying over 7,500 kids. And I'm so happy that Dan Mills has come to Elizabethton, has an aerospace program. William's the third student from Elizabethton to solo, and we're also doing orientation flights. I just had to cancel a flight today of Hickson High School. Anybody know where they are? Out of Chattanooga. They came up here 4.5 hours to fly. So this is something really special. And I do have to make a comment that Ms. Boer, with all the faux pas tonight, I think you do owe us a $15,000 calendar. You need to buy a calendar for
Yeah, I discovered this gentleman has some really selective hearing. Yeah.
but he will have calendars back there. We started a new fundraiser, a Flight Foundation calendar, which features a different student every month. Jordan Simmerly, since he soloed, is Mr. June, I think. And so there's one from 12 different high schools, Science Hill, University High, South, whoever soloed. And they're going to be on, you can see with Mr. Mills, and if you like a calendar, it'll help us out. We need to buy a $15,000 engine for our 152 that we use to solo kids in. And with 12 schools and a lot of calendars, we can make that happen, I think, pretty easily if we can do that. Anyway, I'm excited. Congratulations, William. Good job.
So I flew with William here, and William's one of my best students. I don't want to tell him that, but he is. And he's got a passion for aviation. He got into aviation kind of on a fluke. So we're going to have him tell us about that and tell us about your plans.
Well, what he means by I got into aviation by a fluke, when I came to high school, I didn't want to do anything with aviation. I was trying to get into culinary arts, and it was full, so I had to go to aviation. I didn't really want to, but I ended up loving it. That's about that. I've been accepted to Embry-Riddle, so I would really enjoy going there if I can figure out how to finance it. My long-term goal, of course, is I want to be an airline captain one day. just what I want to do.
Everybody come over the middle.
That's a lot of calendars, Colonel. And they do have their clothes on, don't they, Colonel?
That's what Vietnam did right there.
I'm telling you, guys are great at this.
Yes, we did.
This is what happens. Thank you. Okay, next, if we can have Coach Wilson and Coach Duggar.
It's Mike's right here. That's all.
Okay, it gives me great pleasure to present Coach Duggar with this plaque from the Board of Education and Administration here at Elizabethton City Schools. And as everyone here knows, surely by now, last year Coach Duggar's team won the state championship and brought great notoriety to themselves, their coaches, and our town. We're all very proud of them. And for those of us that have worked in girls basketball, it was really a special moment. And I think Coach Duggar would want me to do this. I want to mention Coach Russline and Coach Richard Hyder, who do tremendous work with Coach Duggar. But I have to say that Coach Duggar is so deserving of this award. He's one of the best coaches that you'll find anywhere in high school basketball, boys or girls. And I used to watch him when I first came to Elizabeth in 1985 to coach girls. He was coaching the guys, and I would watch him practice. And I said this everywhere. I've said this everywhere I've gone, introducing Coach Duggar since he's become such a famous figure here in East Tennessee. But I've never seen anyone better at paying attention to the fundamentals. And it doesn't matter whether it's the first day of practice or the last day of practice. They never neglect fundamentals. His team is as good as any on execution of fundamentals. And the other thing he does is he pays great attention to the smallest details, and little things make a big difference when it comes to athletics, and Coach Duggar will attest to that. And I would read this plaque, but I'm blind and can't, so it refers to Coach Duggar as the TSSAA Coach of the Year for girls basketball for the entire state, and I can't think of anyone more deserving. And I'm very proud of the entire athletic department, but particularly when somebody can win a state championship, it again brings great honor to our school system. And Coach Duggar, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you.
You're with me. I was getting nervous. This is a great honor. It's very humbling. But, you know, to me, this is not an individual award. Sort of like winning a state championship, you know, it comes along once in a lifetime, and some people's lives are here and gone before it ever comes along. And it's an honor to receive this. I appreciate Mr. Alexander, Coach Wilson, all of our administration for giving me the opportunity. But the real people that made this happen is not me. It's a group of the young ladies that work very hard. And it's also people like you mentioned, Coach Hyder, Coach Lyon, and another gentleman, Eddie Carter, that dearly and truly loves those kids and has spent a lot of time with them. But you know, this was a process. This just didn't happen this past year. This was something that took place several years ago. This was something that Coach Wilson got started. This group of kids had a dream and just worked extremely hard to had a goal that they wanted to win the state championship. And it's nice to receive this, but it's all about the kids. I apologize for being emotional, but when I think about the kids and what they've done and all the work they've put into this, it's just about them. I really appreciate them. I appreciate the coaches that have had a big hand in this. I love those kids to death. And thank you for everyone for this. I appreciate it.
Mr. Wilson, do y'all want, before you go away there, can we?
One more. Miss Ashley's going to take it.
Okay. You want to hold that picture?
I'm sorry, the picture.
No, that's a separate shot. All the way to that.
Okay.
Now, this will be a trophy case. You hold that up in the camera. You stand over and act like that's what you look like all the time. And that'll be placed up in the hallway where all state winners are recognized. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, they won't.
Thank you.
Take care.
Well, I guess we did have a couple more recognitions. We were going to give a plaque to Miss Armstrong, Miss Baker. We hope to get to do that Monday. Otherwise, I do apologize for everyone coming out, but we will be here Monday night at 6:30. And Dr. May and I have made that decision, and so there we go. So we'll see everyone Monday. Again, I apologize, but have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. And you so wanted to bang your gap, right? Well, Dr. May, I'm sorry.